Welcome to the Cowboys versus Ninjas podcast. You know those stories that just hook you instantly? The ones with samurai and gunslingers, crazy settings, and adventure around every corner.
Oh, yeah, those are the best. The kind that makes you want to stay up all night reading just one more chapter.
Well, you've given us two incredible pieces of flash fiction that fit that description perfectly, and we're ready to explore them in all their glory. Get ready for a wild ride through futuristic cityscapes and then up into the clouds with sky ninja pirates. Sounds like fun, right?
Definitely. Buckle up, because first, we're diving headfirst into the breakneck world of Skyline chase, and then hoisting the sails for a voyage with the cloud cutlasses.
All right, let's kick things off with Skyline Chase. I gotta say, the premise alone had me hooked. Teenage ninja racers.
In a futuristic city.
Yeah, and where gravity seems optional. They're competing for a prize that could literally change the world. When you first read that, what was your reaction? What stood out to you?
Honestly, it was the sheer potential for conflict. I mean, a race is already exciting. But then you layer on the mystery of this world-altering technology and the danger of racing vertically up buildings.
It's not just a race. It's a death-defying spectacle.
Exactly. And it made me want to know more about this world. What kind of society allows this? What are the consequences? What are the stakes?
And survival seems like a big part of the equation too, right?
Absolutely. This isn't just about having the fastest car. It's about who can navigate this insane environment and come out on top.
And speaking of the racers, we've got Rio and Jin, two characters who seem to represent very different sides of this world.
Rio, our street kid turned racer. You can already tell she's tough, resourceful, and probably used to fighting for everything she's got.
And then there's Jin, heir to the tech empire behind the race, likely raised with privilege and a very different kind of ambition.
It's that contrast that makes their rivalry so compelling. You can almost feel the tension brewing from the start.
Oh, it's definitely there. And it only intensifies when the race begins. Imagine cars launching themselves vertically up skyscrapers.
I was trying to picture the technology behind that. Maybe magnetic treads to grip the building.
And some powerful thrusters to give them that upward boost.
You would have to be a combination of both, right? To defy gravity like that. And then the way they use the urban landscape itself as part of the track.
Yeah, it's not just a straight shot up. They're weaving through air ducts, using balconies as launch pads.
Like a three-dimensional obstacle course. Knowing the city becomes as important as raw speed.
Which brings us to the rule bending. And I'm not even talking about clever shortcuts. I mean, Jin's prototype tech that lets him phase through walls.
Cheating. Rio calls it out immediately, and she's right.
It throws the whole idea of a fair competition out the window. What does that tell us about Jin?
Well, it definitely suggests a win-at-all-costs mentality. Maybe driven by the pressure of living up to his family legacy.
Or maybe he's just that ruthless. But then things escalate even further with the sabotage. An entire building brought down by a rival team just to gain an advantage.
That's desperation on a whole other level. And it highlights how important this mysterious technology must be.
I mean, people are willing to risk lives for it. And in the midst of this chaos, Rio finds herself ejected from her car as it plummets towards the ground.
Oh man, that moment had me on the edge of my seat. But then her ninja training kicks in. She starts navigating the collapsing cityscape rooftop to rooftop.
Talk about quick thinking under pressure. It's like her ancient skills find a new purpose in this futuristic setting.
It was such a cool twist. You think it's all about high-tech racing, and then suddenly it's about agility and instinct. It shows that Rio is more than just a skilled driver.
She's a survivor, a warrior.
Exactly. And then we reach the finish line. A shimmering vortex atop a half-constructed tower.
With Jin holding that pulsing shard of tech, the way it's described, it feels like raw, untamed power.
Almost unstable, like it could go off at any moment. And I think that visual is important. It suggests that this technology isn't fully understood. It could be dangerous.
And that Jin, in his eagerness to win, might be overlooking the risks.
It's a classic tale of ambition versus caution. And in that moment, Rio's whole focus changes. It's not about winning anymore. It's about stopping Jin.
She realizes that this technology in the wrong hands could be catastrophic.
Yeah.
And her ninja instincts, usually geared towards competition, become about protecting something much bigger.
Her character really evolves in that moment. She shows that she has a strong moral compass. And then the confrontation in the vortex, that must have been an incredible scene.
Pure chaos and energy. But the resolution is interesting. Rio doesn't just try to grab the shard, she knocks it away.
And the vortex stabilizes. Gravity returns.
And then the reveal. The shard is junk. It completely changes how we see the entire race.
It highlights that the real prize wasn't the technology itself, but the experience, the challenge, the pushing of limits, the journey, not the destination.
And of course, no good rivalry ends without the promise of a rematch. That final exchange between Rio and Jin definitely leaves the door open for future encounters.
I can't wait to see what happens next for them.
Me neither. But for now, let's shift gears completely and head up into the clouds with cloud cutlasses.
From gravity-defying races to sky-faring ninja pirates, what a change of pace.
Right. I mean, we're talking about airship battles, floating islands, and the search for a legendary treasure.
The crew of the Thunderhawk, led by Captain Kaz, immediately grabbed my attention. They're described as raucous and ragged, but fiercely loyal. The airship is their home, their family.
And the setting itself is just as captivating. The open sky, endless horizons, the constant threat of falling. It creates this sense of freedom and danger all at once.
And then there's their target, this floating island with shimmering crystal towers, and beneath it, a rumor of a map leading to Skybreaker Isle, this mythical place that every sky pirate dreams of finding.
The ultimate treasure. It sets the stage for a classic adventure, right? But then, things take a turn for the unexpected with the appearance of the Leviathan.
Oh yeah, that was a moment that had me holding my breath. This massive, tentacled creature with eyes like burning fire.
It's a reminder that in this world, danger can come from anywhere. And it's not just about rival pirates. There are ancient creatures lurking in the skies as well.
And in the chaos of the attack, we see Kai's loyalty to his crew. He risks his own life to save Rena, his second-in-command, after she's knocked overboard.
Talk about a bond of trust. And the fact that Rena manages to snag a glowing pearl as a souvenir during this terrifying encounter just perfectly encapsulates their pirate spirit.
A little loot, even in the face of danger. But then Kai's makes an interesting tactical decision. Instead of brute force, he opts for stealth. Smoke bombs, classic ninja tactics.
They infiltrate the island from below, using shadows and cunning to their advantage. It shows they're not just brawlers, they're adaptable and resourceful.
And it pays off. They find what they're looking for, but it's not a map, it's a scroll.
And at first, there's disappointment. But then Rena deciphers the text. And it turns out to be something far more significant.
Plans for an ancient engine that can make the floating islands fly. The real treasure wasn't a location, but knowledge. Power.
And there's this intriguing connection between the engine and the Leviathan. As the island comes to life, the carvings glow in a way that mirrors the creature's aura. It suggests a deeper relationship, a hidden connection.
Maybe even a symbiotic one. Like the Leviathan is somehow linked to the island's power, but then, as if things weren't exciting enough, rival pirate clans arrive, drawn by the commotion.
The hunters become the hunted. And now they have to protect not only themselves, but also this incredible power they've stumbled upon.
The stakes have just been raised tenfold, and Kaze's reaction is amazing. He's not afraid, he's excited. It shows that for him, the thrill of the chase is just as important as any treasure.
It's the adventurer's spirit, the drive to push boundaries and face the unknown head-on.
And on that note, we've reached the end of our exploration of these two incredible pieces of flash fiction. What a wild ride it's been.
Skyline Chase showed us that sometimes the pursuit of victory can lead to unexpected discoveries and even change your perspective on what's truly valuable.
And in Cloud Cutlasses, a seemingly straightforward treasure hunt evolved into a quest for something far greater. It's a reminder that the unknown can hold wonders and dangers in equal measure.
What resonated most with you in these stories? Was it the ingenuity of the racers defying gravity, the audacious spirit of the sky pirates navigating the perilous skies, or maybe the very idea of ancient technology waiting to be rediscovered?
Let us know your thoughts. We always love hearing your reactions, and we're especially curious, what future adventures do you envision for Rio and Jin after their intense first encounter? And what awaits Kaz and his crew as they grapple with the power they've unleashed while facing those who covet it?
These stories are just the beginning. The possibilities are limitless. So thank you for sharing these incredible pieces of flash fiction with us, and keep those imaginations firing. Until our next adventure, remember to rate and follow the Cowboys vs. Ninjas podcast for more epic tales of samurai and gunslingers, crazy settings, and adventure around every corner.
We'll see you next time.